Hi everyone, hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to do an update on Boohoo and Revolution Beauty because the drama between those two companies just continues as we went on through this week, especially this morning as well. There's some major changes with the story this morning that has come out and we'll talk about that. Now, in case you haven't been up to date with what's kind of going on, earlier this week we talked about what was being going on between Boohoo, Revolution Beauty and where we were and how we got to this point. This video is going to be carrying on from where I ended this video because I said that potentially we're going to see more and more things come out in the next few days, and that's what happened. So this is going to be a kind of a part 2 video to what's been going on. So first of all, let's start with Boohoo. Boohoo itself has some news that have recently come out, and the first part is that it says at the moment, well, not from Boohoo, but retail sales have shown growth in May, and that was especially boosted by online and summer clothing sales. So this is obviously really good for Boohoo, and all that kind of tough comp situation that has really been affecting Boohoo, all them big container costs and freight costs that are being affected them, which has affected the revenue growth and profit growth. They no longer exist for this company, and their share price has been absolutely demolished because of them financials. And the reason why the financials have been so poor, those are the reasons that Boohoo have been given. And realistically now, there's no excuses for Boohoo. You know, all the things that they have said that has caused the share price to depress, the financials that have been depressed, and the reasons why they've been giving them, why it's been so poor, they've gone. They've gone. So we're seeing all the issues that have apparently caused Boohoo to perform so poorly and now disappeared. We should see the company financial perform very well this year. There's no excuses for Boohoo. They need to financially perform this year. Now, if they aren't financially performing, they can't give the excuse of so and so and so and so. It's down to them. It's down to them, and the people that are behind the company aren't doing a good enough job. So pressure's on this year for Boohoo, and for me myself, I will look back in probably when the accounts close around February time in 2024, and if I'm not seeing them financials perform, I am seriously going to have to reevaluate the position that I do have with Boohoo. But they also did their AGM. In the AGM, there was also a trading update and also a vote. I've got to say, I was really surprised to see there wasn't more of an issue or more of a vote against some people that were inside the company after the last 2 years, especially John Little. Like, they've done such a bad job of the management, and you can see here there was a 99.8% for re-voting John Little to come back in, and also only 0.17% against. I was so surprised to see so much support for these people that have done such a bad job, especially in the last year of this company. So yeah, I was surprised to not see more people vote against him. Now, they did bring out a little bit of a trading update. The trading update was terrible though. There was rumours that they were going to do a bit of a trading update, but we got nothing from it. They basically said the group's execution of its back to growth strategy continues. The guidance is unchanged from that issued in May, with an expectation to return to profitability in the second half of the financial year as a result of the anticipated benefits from investments being made across price, product and proposition. This is expected to improve adjusted EBITDA year on year. The group continues to focus on maintaining a strong balance sheet. So basically, yeah, we got nothing. Basically, it sounds like it's still the same as what we've had previously, and that we should see a recovery in the back end of the year. We should. There's no ifs and buts. You know, margins should be really good. They should go back to growth. They should go back to profitability, and there wasn't much there. So yeah, not much to talk about from that point of view. But what has come out is on the Revolution Beauty side. The Revolution Beauty side has come really interesting. So first of all, we had a bit of a more detailed response to the hostile shareholder actions, and then also we have a trading update. We'll talk about the trading update in the second bit. That's a game changer. The trading update that came out today is a game changer, and we'll get onto that bit. So there's a few things I want you to remember. First of all, 21st of June. So we are literally talking about 2 days ago. They said that this is the key bit I want you to remember. So they said that the group, as is stated in the announcement, the 2nd of June, is trading well and expects to deliver high single-digit growth in revenue and constant currency adjusted EBITDA in the high single-digit millions for the financial year. So I want you to really remember that, because we're going to need that in a little bit when we look at the recent trading update. They said that the company is now going to have to postpone the AGM, and now we'll expect it to be in July or August of 2023 because of the Boohoo actions. Also, I think what is key is that they want shareholders to have a really good think about that, and also it looks like they want to provide them with a bit more information before that AGM meeting. Now, if you imagine the AGM is going to be in July or August, well, you imagine Q1 is January, February, March. Now Q2 will be April, May, June. So potentially with the AGM being in July or August, we could actually get another Q2 earnings. We're going to show what Revolution Beauty have done in Q1 in a second, but we could also get a Q2 by that time frame, and maybe that will also help the fact with Revolution Beauty that before they have this vote, they actually show a Q1 and a Q2 result. So that is obviously something really important to see. But we're probably actually now, that means that we're probably not going to get Revolution Beauty trading until probably September or October time now. So when Revolution Beauty is actually going to come back online trading has unfortunately been knocked back a bit because of these actions by Boohoo. Now this is where Revolution Beauty on their response really started digging into Boohoo. So they said that from November 28th, when they started building the stake up, they said that with having conversations with Boohoo, they never said it was that they wanted to buy the whole company. They only wanted to own part of it and be a supporting shareholder. But since that time frame, the actions look very clear from being a supportive shareholder as what we've seen here at the moment. They also said that I don't know if this was a hit at some of the old CEOs and some of the other big insiders inside the company, but they said, would they launch such an aggressive public campaign without the support of having first consulted with the other major shareholders of the company? Their board would therefore question whether or not if other shareholders were in fact discussions with Boohoo. So I think Revolution Beauty here saying that I think Boohoo won't come out and make these suggestions with only a 26% vote because they probably won't get it over the line. So they think they've gone also to other shareholders and trying to get other shareholders to get this vote through, which is obviously very key about the other main shareholders that are inside the company. They also then went and had a bit of a dig at Boohoo. So they said that they did this 3 days before Boohoo's own general meeting AGM on Thursday 22nd June, which we've just talked about now and what the results were. Amid reports of widespread shareholder opposition resulting from Boohoo's persistent management and corporate governance failures over a prolonged period is also perhaps no coincidence. So they're obviously saying that this is a distraction technique used by Boohoo, and I've got to agree. Like, you know, you look at Boohoo and the claims that they've made against, you know, Revolution Beauty, and you think, you know, you've got your own problems at the moment. You know, I was surprised to see not that many. When you look at when we showed Boohoo's AGM, you know, John Little, I was surprised to see there was very few votes against him after the year that he's had running that company. And then this is where it got really personal with Boohoo. It said, Boohoo itself is facing, including its own recent share price devaluation in the past 3 years, Boohoo's market capitalization has fallen by over 4 billion and its shares currently trade close to an all-time low. The reported opposition from key shareholder advisory groups, both in relation to re-elected of Carol Kane, Boohoo's co-founder, at the upcoming Boohoo annual general meeting. So these guys here are basically saying, like, you know, once again, you know, Boohoo, you've got your own problems. You're questioning us, and, you know, look at what's going on with your share price at the moment. So a few little digs here. Now, this is where it gets crazy. This is where the story now goes to a new level for Revolution Beauty and Boohoo. Revolution Beauty then this morning has brought out a trading update on the 23rd of June today. Now this trading update is for Q1. Now look at these numbers that have just come out. Trading has been excellent during this period with sales up 60% year on year. Wow. Gross margins were 48.2%, which compares to 41.7%. Wow, that is a major improvement. We talked about Warpaint and how good Warpaint was, and the feeling was that Revolution Beauty should be up to that level of Warpaint. Warpaint came out of their trading update. They were growing 44% year over year. They were saying gross margins expansion. We should see, you know, can Revolution Beauty get to their level of gross margins? Can they get to their level of, you know, revenue growth? They didn't just do that. They just blew Warpaint's numbers out the water. This is what Revolution should have been. This is the numbers we expect to see from Revolution. In fact, they're probably even better than what we were expecting. We were expecting a little bit, probably even a little bit lower than Warpaint's growth. But this is what we wanted. You know, these are the numbers that we wanted to see from Revolution Beauty. And it's the gap between where the issue started happening and 2022. We saw these numbers really deteriorate, but we've come out of the racing blocks this year with these numbers, which are just unbelievable. Like, I never thought we would have seen those numbers when we were looking at the accounts from 2022 only a couple of weeks ago. EBITDA at constant currency was 3.5 million. Q1 2024 was 4.4 million loss, which I think they actually said that they did the wrong financial year here. So yeah, that's fine. They mean financial year 2023. So this is a massive improvement here. Cash on hand was 15.4 million from 10.1 million as well. Obviously, that's obviously fantastic. Now, there was a statement here that it is also noteworthy that the group trading performance has been delivered at the same time as these historic issues that had occurred under previous management. Now, I'm looking at this and I can't believe these numbers that Revolution Beauty have pulled out in this Q1 trading update. I don't know if these numbers are just so good because of this being on the time of the Ukraine situation, the numbers issue, and maybe this is kind of a one-off situation, and when we go back to the next kind of trading updates, we'll see more relaxed growth. And I can't believe that I'm seeing Revolution Beauty that only a few weeks ago, when we look at the guidance here that we mentioned about the AGM, or in the previous announcement, said they're expecting high single-digit growth revenue and constant currency adjusted EBITDA in the high single-digit millions. So I'm just struggling to get my head around like how only 2-3 weeks ago you're saying high single-digit growth revenue, and then you're bringing out 60% year-over-year growth. I don't know if this is just a one-off quarter, because surely, even if you wanted to be conservative and not get people too excited, surely after this trading update you would go, oh, them expectations that we had of high single digit and now even low double digit growth. Like, surely you would have hiked your outlook a little bit potentially for the year, or you maybe if it was this good, you would have also mentioned that trading in Q2 has also continued at this pace. They just seem so relaxed in this trading. Like, to come out with these numbers and then be so relaxed on the guidance, I just don't know if this is a one-off, because these numbers are fabulous and they're too good to be true. Like, they're too good to be true for a full year. So, I mean, if you're talking that the company is doing 60% year-over-year growth, and these numbers are just insanely good. And if this is going to continue throughout the year, it's a total different ball game. From where we were previously, we were thinking, high single-digit growth. To if we're growing at these sort of levels and putting out this EBITDA, it all changes, because we were thinking when the company comes online or comes back trading, the company before it closed was somewhere around a 60 million market cap. Now you're talking, you start valuing a company that not a single digit growth, but 60% revenue growth, or even if it comes down to like 40% revenue growth, and without any increases or decreases, you're talking about a company that's putting something like 40 million in EBITDA. And you're currently a 60 million market cap, you're around 4 times EBITDA for a company that's going to be growing at 30-40%, which is just absolutely crazy. And then you're talking on the lines of that you are, without doubt, this company is incredibly low valued. And I said that I would be happy to see the shares open up at 40p, and I think that if with the current numbers that we have, I think that's where we would be talking about the company opening up. With these numbers, if they do these numbers throughout a year, we're not talking about a company that will be opening up at 40p. Without doubt, this company is going to be opening up at 80p, £1, somewhere around there. The difference in the valuation is going to be mega. As soon as you've got that amount of growth and you're driving up that EBITDA, the valuation difference is a total different ball game, and this is crazy. And then you're looking at this going, well, you won't want Boohoo to, if Revolution Beauty and Bob Holt are doing these numbers at the moment, you don't want a management change. You do not want Boohoo taking over this business. You do not want Boohoo with what they've done in the last year. And they're criticising Revolution Beauty for not having growth. And then you look at Boohoo's company and what's happening with their management. You want Boohoo far away from this company. You want Bob Holt. If these are the numbers that he's doing and will continue to do, you want him here. And the valuation difference is absolutely huge. Now, the only issue is that for me, I'm trying to not get too excited. I saw these numbers and I was like, wow, I was mind blown this morning. I got really excited. But the problem is that I'm looking at this and I'm just thinking that maybe it's a one-off. I don't know if there was something going on here. I don't know if it was the Ukraine situation or the numbers with the guidance that was really brought down in Q1. Is that the numbers that were previously stated were so low, and that's why the comparisons look so high. I don't know if this is just a one-off, because I look at this and I'm just a little bit cautious that Revolution bring this guidance out only 2 weeks ago and then come out with this trading update. Like, it doesn't make sense for me why the outlook is so lower than this Q1 trading update. And in fact, I'm actually really tempted to follow up with the investor relations team, like getting some confirmation on what's kind of going on there, because the valuation difference is huge now. The difference between what is said here and here makes the valuation of this company so different. So we'll see what happens, but I would say that this one here, I think Boohoo, I think you've been done a little bit here. I think Revolution Beauty and Bob Halter made you look a little bit stupid here after this trading update, because everything that you said and criticised them for, they've just gone, well, here you go. So yeah, I really want to get a Q2 trading update and see what's going on. And in fact, we are basically in the last week of June, so a Q2 trading update could literally come in the next kind of 4 weeks. So we shouldn't have that long to wait for. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway, guys. See you in a bit.